Hi everyone, welcome to today's customer journey and SOP implementation with your LC and IR entity. So my name is Phileas. Welcome you guys to come to today's co-working space. So let's have check-in. So I want you guys first of all turn on your camera. Okay. Although I don't know why I cannot see your camera. Okay, I can see now. So we have 4 people. I think we have more people, right? Let's turn on your camera first. Okay. But if you don't want, it's also fine. You can turn on your chat box. So I want to ask you guys how your energy level. Okay. I know some of you in conference, some of you are like, okay, I was like 2 hours already. Now I have another fucking 2 hours. So how are you doing? Okay. Like, how's your energy level? I cannot open her. Okay, cool. Dana is like, I'm so tired. I will give you a like. Okay, 7 out of 10, good enough. Okay, amazing. It's fine. Okay. So don't worry for that. I will help you to keep awake because I'm gonna talk a lot and you're gonna work a lot as well. Okay. So actually I'm very panicked. I'm sorry. So that's why now like we are going to start here. So first of all, to have an overview on like what are the topics we'll go through today. So we will firstly going into customer journey review. I'm not sure when is the last time you review. I hope you have some when you are doing your empty planning, but I also aware like some of the agenda doesn't have that time as well. So it's fine. We're going to have some time to like review the process and also like looking into the MVP mapping. Secondly, will be about customer journey alignment. Okay. So because in here today we have why okay, sorry, I don't know why the chat box is shown, okay, but it's fine. So the second part would be about like customer journey alignment. So we're going to have some discussion on like what are the customer journey minimum we need to have, and between O side and I side, and then afterward we're going to have alignment. So at the end, one expected outcome is today, with all of the people that who are here, we're going to discuss and we're going to decide like what are the minimum customer journey that we're going to have. Okay. And last but not least, we're going to some capacity on like how you're going to design your national customer journey, and also like how you can take it forward and improve it if you still have capacity to improve it. Okay. So before we start, anyone have any questions? Okay, I hope you don't. So let's start with today. So, but then like in here when we start, I want you to have ask you guys some questions. Okay, so I want to know like about.
I think we need a customer journey because it really helps us see from the eyes of our customer. You know, like when we put the customer in a process, once we note down everything that they will go through the journey, we can see what they will be feeling at each stage, and then we can also see where we are having problems. At what part of the customer journey can we fix things?
Okay, cool. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, I see that I was talking about customer satisfaction, so we have more promoter, and just now we are also talking about understanding the problem as well, from a customer side, because they are primary stakeholder. Yes, that's the people we need to support and we need to serve, right? Help us to know what we need to improve in each phase. Okay, good job, everyone. I think this is very easy, but I really hope you guys to have a refreshed mind to come like why do we need to have a customer journey. It sounds like very repeating, you know, every year we're going to talk about it, and I'm sure it's not the first year you know about it, but then why we still need to talk about it, because it's very important to understand how we can improve our services, and to understand whether it's suitable with what other customer needs, so that's why they will feel satisfied with our service. Okay, so then now coming to second questions, I want you guys to think about what are the major issues do we have in terms of customer journey. Okay, this is our level 2 questions. Okay, anyone want to try or share or type?
Phileas, every local committee is doing customer journey in their knowledge, and once, even if we decide once, they are doing on their own.
Okay, every LC has their own customer journey. Okay, cool. Okay. Cannot cover that yourself. Okay. This is interesting. Okay. Conversion program. Okay. Oh, so sad. I'm sorry, Dana. Lack of proper expectation setting. Yeah. Okay. This sounds happening quite often. I remember we talked about this in yesterday about persona and also product packaging. So okay, cool. Customer experience cost lack of different. Okay, we plan it, we don't deliver it. Deliver it. Okay. Lack of delivery, misaligned. Yes. Misalignment. Okay. Okay, cool. Any more lack of customer? Okay, no tracking. Okay, that's interesting. Emphasizing. Okay. I don't know what I'm saying right now. Okay, amazing. I hope everyone have some. I think like everyone like the issues that you talk about is really right. I think most of you encounter the similar issues when it comes to customer journey as well. And every year we're going to talk about, okay, this year experience is not good, we need to refine it, we need to do it better. Yes, exactly. And that is why every single year we are doing customer journey mapping. But then in here, one of the things I want to explain to you guys in terms of why we striving to do it every single year again and again and again. And the reason is because actually customer journey is somewhere that we need to start before we do our operation, because our operation is all around how we leading our customer to go through the whole journey. And if our customer have a good journey, then they will have good customer satisfaction, right? And when they satisfy with it, then they will stay loyal to our brand, they will stay loyal to our products, and then we also have good brand recognition as well. So people will, like they will tell other people, oh, I said it's good, yeah, and then we get more customers and more customers. So that's why we also need a better customer journey as well to improve and do it better and better. So I think like this one is very simple. I don't think I need to explain a lot. I'm sure you guys understand it already. So then that's why we come to the part that we really, really need to work. Okay. So in here, we're going to talk about customer journey review. I hope you have your customer in your heart. Okay. From this moment onward, just imagine, okay, you have a customer inside of your heart, like your boyfriend or girlfriend. Okay. And now we're going to see what are the journey that they go through with us. Okay. So if you are OGT, I'm sure you may be attend the session with me before about pre-attraction. And when it comes to pre-attraction, me mentioned one thing in terms of how we can empathize on our customer. So for us, right, it's very important for us to really understand how our customers think, do, and feel, because when you have that curiosity to want to know how their emotional or what are things they're going through, then actually we can decide better strategy to support them, and they will be more aware on our brand, they will understand our brand, they will trust our brand, and at the end of the day they will love our brand, and that's why they will make a decision to buy our product and also experience with the product itself. Okay, so that's why I want you guys to remember these three words: think, do, and feel. And today when we're doing our customer journey mapping, we will around these three things, okay, to decide whether our customer is satisfied with our experience or not. So in here, we're going to have some journaling time. So this is the link, okay? I will share with you guys, okay? So you can go to the link, okay? But then before you go to the link, I want you guys to start thinking about what are the touch points that we are creating, and how do our customers think, do, and feel positively or negatively in different stages, okay? So before go to the strategy, like I want to remind, okay, mostly when we look into our customer journey, we are looking on the conversion of the funnel, sign up to complete, okay? But then also reminder is don't forget, we also have people dropping out on from the funnel, which they also experienced it and they are not satisfied. That's why they're dropping out. So also looking into like these people as well. And today we're going to talk about sign up to approve, but then we are not going to talk about sign up to apply, because that will be on lead nurturing that you're going to go through with your marketing. But then with the product itself, we'll go through with reject and withdraw from apply to approve. Okay, so now I will send you guys the link, and then we can go now. Oh, thank you so much, Connie, for sending it. Yeah, so let's have one customer flow for APGT. So when you go to the tab, right, you'll be able to see there are two tabs. One is OGT Customer Journey Review, and the second one is IGT Customer Journey Review, okay? So before you start, like, you'll be able to see, okay, in consideration phase, there are some of the things we are going through. For example, in IGT, like mostly you will not have apply to, open to apply, because that's not the main job of you, right? But then, but then you will starting from apply to accept and accept to reject, right? So whether I want you guys to think about whether you have these touch point or not, okay? For example, I know especially with IGT, you have like many different way of doing EP selection. I know application form, video interview, shortlisting CV, as an interviewer partner, or I don't know how many rounds of interview. I really not sure, but it will be good. You can put it down there. Okay, so put yes and no. So for the whole journey is the same. While for OGT you have from sign up to apply, and also accept to approve. Okay. So if you have other, okay, and then like you put what are the objective on it. And also the next one is help me to expand your tab. If you are here, okay, expand your group. Okay, so you will see there are some questions below. Okay, for example here. Okay, so what I want you guys to list it out is in here, what are the main challenges or missing information in this touch point? Usually the customer face. Okay, so think about it. Usually they will tell, okay, what are things I'm missing? I want to know, but I don't know about it. So put it out there. And then the second one will be about how did the EP think, do, and feel positively or negatively in this touch point. Okay. So this will be for OGT, and for IGT you will be a bit more because yeah, because you have partner and you also have EP. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is like click the process that you have, and then in this process of time, usually what are the major challenges that you have encountered, what are the missing information that the customer don't have it, and how do the partner and EP think, do, and feel. Okay, so I will give you guys 10 minutes time. Let's have some journaling time and work on it. Okay, anyone have any questions? If no, then you can go and start now. Amazing, guys, time's up. Okay, so what we're going to have is I want to have someone to share one from OGT and one from IGT. So what have you realized so far? Maybe in your entity, or maybe in other entity may also have this issue as well. So you can share, feel free to share. Let's have one OGT and one IGT.
Okay, so what I see from like identify is that we usually go with like 3 steps, or like selecting EP, like shortlist CV, and then interview with mindset, and then interview with partner. But what is like uh usually in Myanmar, like for some opportunity, there is like other like additional assignment for applicant. They usually company usually give additional like IT small project, or maybe some task to complete based on the result. They usually decide whether they recruit IT EP or not. So this is like from my side.
Amazing, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Arka. So anyone from OGT I want to share? Hi, OGT. Or you can share your personal feeling after you write the journaling. Is my internet connected? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So let me. Okay, no one share. Let me call someone. Dana.
I think I think I found interesting information to in consideration phase where I think in Philippines where it says that communication can be consistent at times depending on the EP and the EP manager. So I think this is very like why would the EP do that, like being not responsive to the EP manager when he or she applied for the opportunity and went for an interview, and once you get accepted you're like not being responsive, like why? So this is like very interesting information that I found in Philippines.
Oh, I see. Leanna, anything you want to talk about this part?
Oh, is it about what Dana said?
Yeah.
I guess sometimes our EP loses interest or they start feeling scared once they're actually accepted because it starts sinking in that oh, they've actually applied for this and it's actually happening. And I guess sometimes they feel too scared to actually tell us that they're not interested anymore. So sometimes we would have to message them a lot of times before they tell us that oh, sorry, we don't want it anymore, because they don't think that they can actually do it. So yes.
I see. Cool. Thank you so much for both of your sharing. I think personally this year when I look into the customer journey, it's quite surprising and I think it's quite interesting as well. So for IGT, you can read Connie's comment, okay? But then when I look into it, it's also quite interesting. For example, it's very surprised for me to see this year IGT is more standardized in terms of the selection process with the EP, and that is something that really interesting to see. While for OGT, I didn't really expect like everyone had the same process and don't have other as well. So I think it's really, really interesting to see, and I think it's really make a good job on it, because if you're looking into later on like how we're going to do alignment, right? That will be way much easier when we're managing from both like OGT side and IGT side. So good job, everyone. And I also found that actually some of the information you also don't have it as well. I think it would be good if you can talk to your EP or talk to your members, like your LCPP, to understand that okay, how do usually people react in different this touch point, okay? So you can also look into it, because yeah, okay. So then so going with next part, okay, I hope you guys have some great time, and I hope you guys have some more memories in terms of refreshing what's really happening. So now coming into the next part, we will going to looking into the customer journey minimum. Okay, so I hope you guys have a brief review already on how does your customer journey look like in just now the review, and I hope you remember it. And now we're going to the minimum itself. So go back to this same sheet again, but now I will separate you guys into OGT and IGT, and you guys will have some time to discuss together to define what are the minimum customer journey that we will agree to have in OGT and IGT aspect. Looking into a few things. First one is about what should be the minimum activities and information provided in different stages, okay? From the review that you have right now. Secondly, how do customers think, do, and feel differently before and after the activity? So that's why you were able to see what are the experience, what are the journey that you're creating for those customers. So the last thing that you can also consider is about like how about the minimum and strategic SOP happening. So that's why you can also put those activity units. For example, I see you guys put like we need to contact the EP within 24 hours after they sign up. Okay, so this is something that you can also consider to put it inside. Okay, so just where is the tab is in here. The tab is called minimum customer journey. So just in different touch point, I think everyone have these touch point from what I see. Mostly we are quite standardized this year. So like you can put down the activity, which means what will you do in that first contact, okay? And then what will be the information that you will provide in that activity. For example, consultancy, maybe you have introduction, and then maybe you have CV, I don't know, like profile, filling in the profile, okay? And then what kind of information you provide to them when they're filling in the profile. And then maybe they will go to apply, okay? So what are the information you're providing as well, okay? So after you finish the activity, then you can think about like, how do you expect the EP to think, do and feel before and after, okay? So just type it down. I will give you guys some time to have group discussion and fill in. And for IGT side, you will have more because you're gonna involve the activity with partners and also involve the activity with EP as well. So you also need to manage like the experience of EP and both partner. Okay, so anyone have any questions before we move on? I hope everyone is clear. If yes, then let's go with 10 minutes discussion first. Can we break into OGT group and IGT group? Thank you, Connie. Guys, you put your name with OGX and OGT or IGT. So Connie will know. La, 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 la. So you can also start thinking about what kind of activity you want to put. Remember to put minimum, okay? Which means that should be something that everyone will do, okay? Yeah. If you are not sure everyone will do, that means it's not minimum. Or at least 80% of the entity will do this, okay? And redesign what are the information you need to provide. So in the later time after this activity, we're going to align between OGT and IGT. So let's do it. Da, 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 da. So guys, I hope you guys have some good time with it. Like, you know, like I see you guys have been very hardworking, talking a lot. And I'm sorry that I need to move on to the next part because I think it takes some time. And then it also we have the next part to align between IGT and OGT. So one of the things I expect you guys to do is for OGT, they have separate different touch points. And they have a person who's going to fill in the empathy mapping. So like the how does the behavior and the emotion of the EP change along the way. So I would suggest for IGT, you can also you know, divide yourself. So you guys were going to put amazing.
We have
That,
Finger,
hey, good job.
Lily.
Amazing. Good
Lily
job,
and
Connie.
Cartoon.
Yay.
We have
Johnny.
Cartoon.
Okay. You are the best. Okay. So so in the next part, it will be a very important part. So what we'll do is we in the next part we're going into aligning. So what we were going to do is we'll do customer journey alignment. Okay. So what does it mean? It means in here in the coming time, we're going to have overview on the whole customer journey between OGT and IGT, because in now what we are doing is, you know, we separate OGT and IGT, right? We separating them, but at the end of the day, the customer flow is only one customer flow, right? Like, you know, only one customer journey, because you only have one customer and they're going to experience all of this together. So in the coming time, we will going into we will have presentation, and then we will go through some feedback time, and then we will plan, okay, these kind of information when we putting together, any more things that we are missing and we should include. Okay, so that's why we will give each group OGT and IGT to have 3 minutes to going to present, and then we can give feedback. Okay, or you can add comment. You say, oh, I think it would be good if OGT or IGT can have something like this. Okay, so each group will have 3 minutes time.
Do I need to separate, send them into room?
No. So they will listen each other, because I think IGT understand IGT. Yeah, like they will show each other. Okay, let's go with OGT first. Let's have 3 minutes and you can start presenting. Only present the activity and information, okay?
Okay, can you guys hear me right?
Yes.
Okay, so for first contact wise, right, have the EP to set up consultancy space where the activity is explain the exchange process to EP. So another first contact that we can do as a beginner, right, contact the EP through a call, email, or message, and then we provide them a basic information of Isaac and his exchange program. And then there's a second, third, paid minimum thing you can do is 24-hour 18 and 12, where in 24-hour you need to call and then they know about Isaac and stuff. And then the next 18-hour you ask them whether they have talked to their parents and discuss whether they have seen their project, blah, blah, blah. So at the next 12 hours, right? So they're going to make the third call following up on their progress. So next is the first contact is sending a booking calendar where so that in the first contact they will ask them to the potential customer to book the consultancy space so that and then a day before the consultancy space they can remind them again. For the consultancy space is sending newsletters and emails, so that is also like inserting opportunities and information and benefits. So for another thing is provide support materials. So it means like opportunity booklets, parent booklet, exchange program booklet. And then also like the third thing that you can do as a consultancy space is evaluation. Review the CV and the information you need to determine the opportunities match the EPs and sets of skills, experience, and knowledge. So like also pitch the opportunity based on their career and professional goals and based from the EP CVs itself. So and then also like sharing EP search tool to our partner where it's contained like EP email and CV so that you just like input all the EP information in search tool and just send to your partner. And then also like setting a proper expectation, present all the information regarding the exchange process, the duration, and we ask the EP whether you have a questions or not, and then present company information on the prospective teams. I think for the selection process, I will give to Vienna. Vienna, are you there?
Oh, okay. Wait, okay. For selection process by IR partners, so we usually track the progress of the EP along with our IR partners. So we usually provide brief information about the EP, especially their CV. We also ask for updates regarding the company, like is the EP done with the interview, or is the company deciding which EP to pick, etc. Next, contact the EP. So by this time, we usually follow up. We usually follow up through email, call, or message. So we usually update the EP regarding his or her acceptance, and we usually also ask in the contract or make the payment. Then lastly is sign contract and make payment. So this usually goes hand in hand. So we usually do it through either a physical or a virtual meetup. So during this time, we usually present some parts of the XPP. And we also send them a follow-up email of the contract. So we usually explain what the contract is, the details about it, and we have them sign it. And after they sign it, that's also usually when they pay. They usually pay upon signing the contract, and after this we also send them invoices. So yeah, that's it.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Any people want to feedback from, especially from IGT side? Like, do you think like there's something I think it can add on, or like you can put suggestions? Okay, amazing, cool. If no, then let's welcome IGT. Yeah.
Okay, let's
amazing.
go. Indian singer.
Yeah, I'll give for me.
Yes,
4 minutes.
thank you, Connie. Zizu, sorry. All right, so guys, if you don't know, Connie has a new name called Zizu. All right, I'll say. So from our part also, like we from open to applied, we talked about like we did not talk about what description it will majorly include, but we talked about what are the things we can innovate or what are the things we can adapt from each other. So first thing we talked about like how from open to applied we should have our OP search tool and youth attraction material and supply and demand analysis done. And also the new things which we talked about was standardized CV and standardized portfolio, and also setting the expectation for rejection with our OGX partners and everything. If our clients reject, or if our client says okay we need this applicant, and when should it be ideally rejected. So that is one thing. Second thing, from applied to accepted, we talked about how we can review, we can send the shortlisted applicants to review to the clients, but we will do the shortlisting. And we also discussed that ISAC interviews is taking a lot of time, so we changed the name of ISAC interview to ZZ, which Connie is. So yeah, we also have a tracker for the EP status at the local level, whether or why it's getting approved, rejected, or why it's taking time. And lastly, we have, like, once we are waiting for approval, from accepted to approved, what we do is, like, we have to contact IR to approve the EP. If rejected, then LC reviews it, and sends and sends the reason to our IR partners. And also, we can send them other opportunities once one of the EP is rejected. So yeah, this is what we discussed mainly.
Cool, amazing. Any people want to feedback?
Here already, but maybe they can also update Excel, since most of the time they don't really give updates on whether the EP is rejected, or usually the EP is left pending. But I don't know if it was titled here. I'm trying to read, but yeah, that would be my suggestion if ever it's not here.
IGT, how do you think about it?
So I absolutely agree with you, and this is something that we've mentioned near the end, that we want to have our LCs review why why your EPs have been rejected, so that we can give feedback to the IR partner about it.
Yeah, but some expectation for you guys is like, sometimes it's hard to push company to give every candidate feedback. So do expect, I think this conversation you need to highlight with your LC, because MC, you cannot really push and get very detailed rejection feedback. But however, I think what you can expect as minimum is that, let's say if we send 10 EPs and then all of them are rejected, then maybe you can ask your LCVP to get to know what's the reason, like have a volume, understand, right? Like if, let's say, if your conversion rate is very high, then maybe we don't really need to get a lot of feedback. But then your conversion rate is really bad, then this is something that you need to take a look.
Okay. Any more? Does it answer your question, Liana?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I think last but not least, I think I have some suggestions on here. So regarding for waiting the application, right? I think one thing I observed last year is it would be better if even, I know some of the time you don't have application. It's not all the time you're gonna have application, and some partner will gonna wait for a bit long as well. So it would be good if you can take into consideration is you're gonna update your partner even though the application is not coming, and you can tell them like, what are you doing, like, to help them to get application. So people will feel like you are engaged, but you are not only find the partner when there's an EP, but actually they know that you have a constant hard work on managing it. So I think this will be the part about waiting for application. And in terms of shortlisting, you can also consider one thing is I also look into externally how other company, for example, like headhunting company, how they working on shortlisting CV. So they are not only directly sending the CV to the company, but actually they provide service for it. For example, they will they will write a short description, or like they will have an EP. Okay, so this EP, where he or she is coming from, or what is their nationalities, and then what are the major they are studying in. And of course, if they have GPA and it's high, then we'll also highlight as well. And then below they will write 3 points on like what are the highlight of this EP. So that's why you send the CV and recommend the partner to go for an interview. So they will have 3 bullet points to explain the relevant past experience of the EP, and highlighting like why they can consider this EP. So, and then like for example, they will put around 3 to 5, and then with the highest potential to match, which means the best candidate to the least favorable candidate. But of course, they still shortlisted already. So then like it will be easier for company to read, because usually company like they are either CEO or HR, right? So they will be very busy and they may not have a lot of time to go through the whole page of CV. So most probably they will open it and they just scan through it and then they would just like throw it or yeah, unless it's really outstanding. So that's why it'll be easier if you have a short description on it, and that is how headhunting company call it like long listing, and you may consider about. Okay. So far I think like that's all from my side. Any people have any other questions? Okay, I hope you don't. Okay, if no, then yeah, let's go to the most exciting part, which is the alignment part. Okay, so now I will send you guys the link. Okay, so go to this link. Okay, this is a platform called Miro. Okay, when you go to this link, they will ask you to sign up for an account. You can consider to open like you can just like log in with Google, then it's alright. Yeah, Connie liked it a lot. She asked me a few times to use it, so that's why I decided to use it. So it'll be good if you guys can consider about. So now have you guys clicked into the? So after you log into it, you will see a page like this. How many of you have arrived this page? His name is Lily. Okay, Lily. Oh, okay. Angus, thank you for your. Oh, I see Angus' name there. Oh my god, that's so interesting. Oh, that's my first time seeing. Okay, guys, I see whether you are there, so you better be fast. Okay. Haha. ZZ. Okay, I see. Oh, Ritwik. Okay, amazing. India seems India have fast internet today. Oh, I see Michelle.
Today.
Oh my god, so many people. That's interesting. We have free template. Yeah, we used one already, but it's fine. We can have a few charts on the same board. It's okay then. So we will share this. This is the okay. We can put all the GT graph here as well. It's okay. So if you want to move it, you can here. Okay. So can you guys see all of them? Okay. I hope you find your name there. If no, then like please log in. And then what's next is So now what I want you guys to do is remember just now, right? You have planned a lot of activities here, okay? I'm considering activity, okay? Not your information, because I see you guys put a lot. So what I want you guys to do is you can plan the activity on the flow, okay? So for example, firstly, this will be OGT. They will do, I don't know, consultancy, and then I don't know what, and then like, or maybe before that, actually IGT need to send the search too. And then like OGT we're going to do, like provide what kind of activity, and when it comes to recommendation, right, then maybe like they will open your search too. Okay, so I want you guys to line. Don't move the back. Okay, so I want you guys to have some time, okay, to put your whole activity on one flow. Okay, you get what I mean, right? So it means it's not separating the activity for OGT and IGT separate, but I want everything on a same line together, like a timeline. So that's why we will see at the end with the whole flow whether it makes sense or not. Okay, and remember yellow is for OGT side, okay, OGX, what you're doing, and for green color will be IGT side. Okay, so we can skip the empathy mapping first. Let's just go with the activity. Okay, I don't think you have information you can put, because I see you guys put a lot. So you just need to put the activity, and for the information you can just refer to like the spreadsheet. Okay, and the last thing is, besides typing the activity, also type your timeline as well. Okay, like for example, when will you going to do it? For example, your I don't know, like CV consultancy that I don't know, like maybe some period of time. Okay, calling CV shortlisting is for partner. You need to use green color. Okay, thank you. I see it, but good example. Okay, so now I will give you guys 10 minutes. Let's work together, and you guys can talk to each other. So let's do it. You can separate yourself into different parts. You can ask, you can talk. You can say, okay, this one first. And that one first, and you can see like which activity should go in which sequence. So now Connie will put us into three groups with OGT and IGT mix. So let's have some time to work on it. Welcome back, guys. Let's have some time and share.
We first talked about like how we can have the first contact. and after the first contact we can have we can like this was the OGX side where they can contact EP through message or mail, and they can have a follow-up model which I don't know about because I was not there. So and sending a booking calendar so that they can have an interview or something. But for IGT side, like we are waiting for the application, and once we have the application, we also show them that what type of standardized CV we might have, and we send them a youth attraction material to like attract the applicants to our opportunities or something like this. And the whole process is CV shortlisting and CV sampling and everything. And after that, like in the same process, the OGX side evaluates the evaluates the CV, and they also provide support to the EP, and if they want to prepare anything for the EP, and they share search tool with the IR partners from share EP the search tool also. And in the same time we also review our partners for whatever process we are doing. So this is one thing. If you can throw some light, if we have missed something or you think something is there, so more than happy to write it down.
Okay, guys, how do you think about it? Okay, I have a question. So which means like you have a standardized CV, right? Standardized CV is going with the CV evaluation, right? Is it true?
Yes, like we send our CV to our partners, okay, IR partners, I mean, or OGX side, that okay, we require this type of CV for our clients before even like doing S&D analysis based on persona, which
Okay, how about your youth attraction material?
it's a promotional material. When from sign up to apply, the EP applies to our opportunity rather than applying anywhere else because of the promotional materials.
So which phrase will it in is between of which and which activity?
It's between open to applied.
Okay. So I think for the activity itself, like you need to be clear. That's why you need to go through the description on what OGT is doing, because you need to see when is the time they're going to recommend the IL partner, and you need to go to the next tab and see the detailed information. So if you see in there, they were going to recommend the IL partner in CV evaluation, and they are not going to recommending the country, but then they will assess the profile of the EP, and then they will choose the opportunity that related to their career development, right? So that which means your attraction material will be on here. So it will go with their CV evaluation. Yeah. So then like that is the part you can look into it. And I remember you have a opportunity search too, right? I didn't see you put it in there.
Yeah, I think description part of it we will put it there. I think I missed it there. So description part of it I will put it.
Okay, yeah. So what you can do is, for example, opportunity search to then like I think like you can also put it with the CV evaluation. So because that will be the people recommend opportunity to them, I guess, if you're looking into here.
Hello.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, yeah.
So I think I will like work with this, and we will see like how we can make the description more appealing, and we can put it here.
Yes. So I will suggest you looking into to see in here, right? Which means as I6, what you need to track is when the time the OGT is doing consultancy, make sure they are with this when they're going into consultancy and when they do evaluation. So this will be the timeline of it. And then afterward, like they will providing supporting material. So it will be yeah, it will be around here. And then like they will send some more updates for EP, and then they will send you a EP search too as well. Which I think your what does it mean for reviewing the partners?
This means like whether like I think this is not reviewing the partners. This is basically setting the expectations for the rejected applicants with the partners. So that is the another part from applied to accepted. Reviewing the partners, reviewing the client is for applied to accepted, not for
So
sign
it's an
up to apply.
expectation setting, right? That means it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay, cool.
But it's for applied to accepted, not in sign up to apply.
Okay, cool. Then we will put it on the. Okay, cool. So then we will put it in here. So thank you so much for group 1. So let's have group 2, who are the people working on apply to accept.
Okay, so for applied to accepted, what we did basically was that once we've received the CVs, we're going to be shortlisting them, and then while our EPs are waiting in the selection process, we'll also list some insights or some questions that we need to be asking our partners before we go and interview them. So these questions can basically give us insight about what exactly is the partner thinking about, what sort of EPs they're looking about, what ideas are they having about our EPs. Once we've done that, then we will create an EP status tracker, maybe 1 round, 2 rounds, or 3 rounds. This status tracker will update, the EP status on it, where the EP exactly is. Then we will share this tracker with the IR partners as well. So the IR partners can easily just open the tracker and see which EP is interviewing with which company and at which point is the EP right now. Have they gone through all the rounds? Are they just waiting for an answer, or are they still in the process of being interviewed? So that's what it is for applied to accept.
Cool. So I think okay. So before we move on, anyone have any things want to add on?
Would love to hear some suggestions on this. How we can make this more collaborative.
We cannot group. Anyone have any suggestions? Okay, I think
all good, Phyllis.
Yeah. Oh, good. Okay. I think one of the things you need to see is, because it's a customer journey, right? But then from what I see on IGT side, most of your activity is only engaging with your IR partner. I didn't see a lot of activity on, like, for example, how you're going to manage the EP after they apply, because that is your role on processing the people, right? And your processing is not only talking with the IR partner, but then most of your role is talking with the EP. So that's why, like, after the OGT side, like, they have everything here in search to, and then people apply, then it drops. So now, like, I would suggest you look into, like, what are the activities actually from IGT side that you can do when after someone applied it. Okay, so for example, what are things you would do with partner, and what are things you would do with EP?
Okay.
So for example, sending an email to the EP, or I don't know, you would inform your IR partner that, like, you like the process or whatever. So this is the thing that, like, you should consider about it. Do you have any suggestions on how to finalize it, IGT?
So maybe we can add a space where after we've made an EP status tracker, we also make it a thing that maybe people in our LCs and, like, the EPMs who are directly dealing with the EPs, maybe they can provide timely updates to the EPs about where they are in the process as well.
Okay.
Connie, we can't hear you.
Yeah, Connie, I cannot hear you.
What is your challenges in engaging EPs in apply to accept? And what is your expected support from IGT side? Because I personally think that in apply to accept, if IGT can focusing more on the partner side and the OGT can focusing more on EP side, that will be more balanced. If IGT also needs to distribute our energy into EP management, then we will, for sure, we cannot keep all of efforts in pushing partners to give us results as soon as possible. So I want to understand here from OGT side, what are the things that you will expect from IGT in here in engaging the EPs from apply to accept?
Okay. OGT, do you have anything to want IGT to do from apply to accept? Maybe you can give some idea.
I have something. Okay, what I'm thinking, like, what's the collaboration to IGT and OGT is that, okay, to apply to accept, right? So at least, okay, one thing first that, okay, what I wish to have is like IGT is really like informing OGT side, hey, when are you going to acknowledge this EP, or you are going to have a first interview with the EP before you move, you move to the company side. At least you could like proposing a date. I don't know, is there any tracker so we can able to track the IGT side, what they call the progress, whether you are actually processing this EP, when are you going to process? Then actually from that tracker or whatever, I can actually see, okay, my EP is actually acknowledged by the IGT. This is one thing that, a tangible things that I can see,
We already including that. Anything else that's from OGT side apart from it? If no, I think my suggestion would be, because right now we are proposing for the minimum threat. And for IGT, we already put the EP status tracker, which is actually, it will be a Phileas, I think you cannot, you shouldn't change the link.
Because it's not from interview with partner to EP tracker. I think it starts
from shortlisting to like after shortlisting and interview with partner, we should all updates in the EP status tracker.
I think what he means is he want to know starting from the beginning of the processing, but not after interview the partner.
Guys, I have one
both
thing.
of them. We can link both shortlisting and interview with partners. So it's an EP status
Yeah,
tracker that
we
starts
can
from the
link
beginning
both of them, but you shouldn't cancel the interview with partners. All right, so I think from my suggestion is that for this, I think I will vote for this idea that we will just keep this as the minimum. But other than that, let's say if OGT side, you think your collaborations with some certain entity, it's really lacking of engagement, or let's say your EP, you want to drive for some certain IR countries, but however, in the end, no matter that we know the progress or not, but your EP will still convert to other countries. Then this is the time that you can think about additional engagement activities with your IR partner, with IGT. So that's what I'm suggesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and Connie, one thing, understand if you have one opportunity and we have trackers with 5 different IRs, like wouldn't that make very hectic for like updating the status in each and every trackers for each and every IR for one opportunity, and we can have 10 opportunities and they
based showing the EP's progress will be better because you are checking for opportunities, right? But for OGT side, you can link your data with your IGT. Like for example, I think although we are go very details about this status tracker, how it will be look like. So one thing is, first of all, like still, I will recommend to see whether we can do this on POP, because it's very complicated if we are going to link everything on the spreadsheet. But if POP doesn't really work, like you don't want to work on that, then we can go with idea to see whether any other platform can support. So it will be great if your OGT and IGT, we can align what are the elements that we are going to check in the EP status, from apply to accept. This whole process, like apply, give the CV and then interview, and then for IGT, I will suggest that you review based on opportunity. But for OGT, I will suggest you to review based on EP. I'm not so sure. Do you understand what I mean or not?
So I have a suggestion. Is do you think we can look into is for all of the communication email with the EP, can we BCC the the EP manager at least? So even though like people are not updating the tracker, you will still receive the information and you will know about the progress. I'm not sure, is it every entity also do the same?
guys, a WhatsApp group can also work here. Like just saying, because if we are just writing minimums, a WhatsApp group can also work.
We can just say put like inform EP status, like, or update EP status. I think that works.
Okay, so then so that means you will still keep the tracker, right? Are you going to have like updating, I don't know, if like EPs like updating the status with EP manager?
I think if we do create a tracker, we'll have to downscale it because I think on the MC level, we can't nationally keep a track of it by ourselves. We'll have to involve our LCVPs into it and make versions of it that different LCs can use. And then it will be more of an LC to LC thing. So that's what I suggest. It will make our lives easier. What do you guys think?
I will rephrase in this way. For LC to update EP status tracker and update status with IR partner. Do you think it works?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
it's
what
okay.
about you?
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Agree with that because it's about downscaling. That means you will be also the one who downscale with your LC as well. So sure you agree on the same thing. That's why we have a space here. So
But
any
I just need to understand from OGX, and if no one from OGX is speaking, we cannot understand what they are also expecting. So if you guys can also speak up, I would really appreciate.
Dana, Liana,
Yeah. I'm listening. I'm listening.
like how do you guys think about it?
I think too many tracker will make things hectic, and what comes to my mind just update in XPA, and then as MC I can track as well what's happening.
Let's go with XPA because it's easier and I can downscale it. Because tracking through a tracker will be a lot of things for LC level also. And if we are like giving the context, if I need to downscale, like suppose in next month this tracker, and to update to get used to that tracker, my LCs will take like 2 months more. Like just the downscaling part of it. So like other than that, I can just teach them one feature on Expa, like whether it's contacted, followed up, part sent to the client or not, client interview is done or not. That can be pretty useful, and it will be quick for IR partners and us to track both the ways.
We can downscale that behavior then. That use
Yes.
Expa. Update everything on time.
Is everyone agree with XPA then?
I'm seconding this motion.
Yeah, I agree also.
Okay, AP, finally we are going to use XPA for CRM feature. You
Yes,
have
turn
no
on
idea.
acclamation.
You have no idea how much we talked this last year.
Okay,
Okay, thank
XPA.
you 2021.
So XPA, right? We will stick with XPA as the tool to update. Okay. If you don't understand how XPA work, okay, I would suggest you talk with Angus. He seems he is very experienced with that. So okay, ask him. Okay. Okay, you can also ask us as well. Like we also understand. So if you not sure like how you can see the application progress, like you can ask us. So make sure like everyone is done scaling that. Okay. So then that's all. Okay. So any more things we need to have on apply to accept? If no, then let's go to the last part about accept to approve. Is everyone clear? If yes, let's have accept to approve. Who is the one working on that?
Yes, me. Okay, so after EP have finished the interview with the partner, and then the partner will reply if they accepted the applicant or not. So we are if the EP is accepted, and then so we are in the process of approval. So we will wait for the approval, and then in the we will contact our partner to approve the EP, and then we will wait 3 to 4 days to approve the EP, and then for the while waiting for the approval, if the partner rejected the applicant will have SE review about the reason why partner rejected those kinds of applicant, and then we ask the partner about the feedback, and then we share that to the partner. And then for those applicants who got rejected, so we assign some other opportunity that is aligned with the position that he or she has previously applying. And then for those applicants, if they are interested in reapplying the opportunity, they can proceed to the interview with partner, because they have already passed the shortlist the CV, so we can move to the interview with partner. This is for IGT side.
Can you explain the whole flow on how OGs and I6 working together? Because I see you mostly only explain I6.
Okay, so for that if to get approved, EP need to give fee, right? So for the OGAs OGT can physically or partially meet with EP, and then they will make contract, and then they will pay fee. For the and then they will get approved. After that, we can proceed to the preparation stage. So if not, if EP got rejected, and for I am partner, for OGX for OGT, they will have a review meeting with IGT side, and then they will know why the applicant got rejected, and then and then they will share it to the applicant. And then after that, after IGT side has proposed other opportunity, and then they will share it to the EP, and then they will discuss whether if the applicant are interested in or not. This is how IGD and OGT was.
So
Is
that
there
means,
anything that we need to add?
how do you guys think about it? OGT and IGTs? Does it mean like this? Why is not on there? Okay. Does it mean it's like this? So you tell the IR partner, and the IR partner will call the EP, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And then they will meet up, then will pay, right? So if they meet, so if they call, then if they reject, then you will go through here again, right? Or how?
Can someone explain what if the EP got rejected? What's the next process going to happen? I couldn't catch that clearly.
Okay, for the we if EP got rejected, we will we will have they will have SC to SC partnership. So each SC will share will make a review session for all applicants that they have, and then they will share the reason why EP got rejected, and then they will propose another opportunity that align with the position that align with the background of EP, and then after that the partner will approach to EB again, and then they will propose another opportunity. Is that clear?
Okay.
So,
They can move to the I think they need to go to the shortlist by the company.
okay. So that means we're here, right? Okay, cool. Any other question, guys? Is it clear for everyone?
Yeah, it's clear. I think we have a system of telling our IR partners why we've rejected someone after the interview. Sometimes I think we reject people before shortlisting the CV as well. So I think it can apply to both places. And apart from that, I think apart from that, it's all good.
So You mean the EP withdrawal, right? Or the partner rejected the EP
So
after approval?
sometimes, yeah. So once what happens, so there are two ways I think two
Hmm.
places that EPs get rejected in. Uh, the first can be whether we shortlist their CV or not. If they apply and if we don't like their CV, that's one rejection. And if they clear that, we like their CV, we send it to the partner, then again they can be rejected by the partner. So there are two places where I think an EP can be rejected. So for
Hmm.
both the places, we should, just tell our IR partners on the OGX side.
How about if EP withdraw? What will you guys do for that? I mean, they don't accept they accepted the opportunity, but they don't want to approve. So have you guys think about it?
No, we
Yeah,
didn't think about it.
I think on the
Did we?
OGX side, we would want the OGX side to do something about this. If they repeat
So,
withdrawals, we would want them to give us another one.
Like
okay.
according to XPP, it's after approval we can ask, but not in accepted. So yeah.
Okay. How do you guys think about it, guys? If no, then I will stop there. Connie, you are here.
I think it shouldn't be coming from IGT side, to be very honest, but we should push from the IR communication. I mean, the main dominant role in here should be OGT rather than IGT. If people are getting accepted, but then they are withdraw what? Yeah.
Okay, cool. OGT, will you have anything for that?
Once the EP withdraw the application, right?
Yes.
I think let's say there is like an what they call, there's a situation that EP withdraw the the application. I think OGT, what we do is like we propose. I think the only thing that we can do is we are giving you another EP. That's all.
Is it okay, guys? Okay, we put it here. We do it. Okay.
What if OGT couldn't refer another EP? What will happen in that case?
Okay. I think for this part, I will put it in parking lot. Okay. So about new EP referral, so we can talk about it later. Okay. Cause sorry, I'm a bit delayed. Okay, cool. So I hope here like we have some communication and we have make decision on the whole process. How does it look like? And I hope everyone is clear. So because I'm sorry that I'm a bit delayed, but before I move on, no one have other questions, right? Everyone are clear, right? So okay, cool. Amazing. So last but not least, I want to ask anyone can help me to, make it look better. It's okay you don't use the platform, okay? But then or you can put on a slides or whatever, but anyone can help me on that. Okay. And also one more thing is it will be great you can discuss about the process time as well in the later time. So we can see how
Who had conference in August can actually help.
My conference is very late at the end of August, so I can help.
Okay, we have one IGT. I need one more volunteer from OGT.
Yes. OGT, anyone can help?
Our conference is also late.
Who?
Pakistan's conference is at the end of August, so the OGT is also free.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Pakistan brother, can we have one more people from other country? So we can ensure the output is also relevant to other country to have more perspective. So thank you, Kawaja and Eliza. Can we have one more, some more people?
Anyone can help?
Okay, I think maybe Akka can because Akka's conference is happening right now.
Yes, can.
Okay, amazing. Thank you.
Okay, then we will expect you to present to us before August.
Okay, cool. Amazing, guys. So I hope you guys have a better understanding on it. And so we will do expect the next presentation in our next commission call. Stay tuned with that, and remember to join the commission call. So I will going to wrap up the session here and tell you what are the call to action for you guys besides your homework on that. So at the end of the day, why we have this space like very long time it takes us to have conversation is because at the end of the day it's about like we only have one customer journey per experience, and actually it contributed by both OGT and IGT. I'm not sure before do you have conversation with your IR partner like this, but I hope it will be helpful for you guys like in the coming time, especially when you talk about IR. Make sure you also include this part in your process as well and align in that. So last part about what's next, right? So today, these are the things that we have been going through. So about the process review, our empathy mapping, and then we have alignment in terms of the customer journey. So we define the minimum and we align how OGT and IGT can work together. And now we're going to talk about the next step, because after this, right, we have still some more things need to work on. So for example, you from your own entity, you have some touch point that we define a minimum touch point as regional perspective, but then from your own entity you may also have other touch point or other activities as well. So these are things you need to take into consideration. Secondly, your IR partner may also have other touch point as well, especially for the people who are not present here, like a few entities not here. So remember, you also need to follow up. And last but not least, like what you guys say, every LC gonna have something different for their own as well, based on your national customer journey. And last but not least, customer journey, we are from apply to approve, but then actually we still have before sign up as well. Okay, so that's why here will be some of the suggestions in the coming part that you can work on. So regarding to the part one will be about your national consideration customer journey, which means the part that we have done. So between OGT side and IGT side, you can take the minimum that we have, okay? Of course, like you can make it look nicer, but then take the minimum we have because that is something that we agree. For example, we're going to use XPA. These are the information we have. We have trackers, we have like emails, like what are things will be talk like between your IR partner, or how OGT will going to inform the EP. So and IGT, if you want to, I don't know, like some entity have promotional material or you have any other matching process, you can also take into consideration about it. So you take the regional minimum one, and then what you're going to do is if you have other touch point, add on your other touch point based on that. Okay, so when you have the touch point, then now this is your whole national, the flow it is, right? And you can do the same things as how we doing just now, as in we have one from regional and then you guys do it together as MC, right? You can take the same thing and do it with the LC as well to design your national customer journey. And after you have everything, OGT and IGT, you need to sit down together. When you're having your IR call, you need to align with each other and finalize what is the final customer journey you will have with this IR partner. Okay, because every IR partner may be different as well. And last but not least, educate both of the network. I see one of the observation just now is, you know, IGT is quite aware with IGT how it works, but then you may not very aware on, okay, how exactly OGT works. And so the OGT, you are not very familiar with how IGT works as well, right? I think it's same for me as well. So that's why it's very important you can educate both of the network. You can do it, you can separate it in your, like, I don't know, other touch point, or you can also consider you can have joint commission call with your IR partner and do it as well. So like that's why and if you want to know more how it works, you can also ask India, because I think India have a lot of joint commission call experience in 1920. So feel free to approach them. And at the end of the day, one reminder is you may have different version of your customer journey from different IR partner, because everyone process is very different, right? Yeah. So this will be it. And the second part about your national attraction customer journey, that means the part that before the part we talk about today, like from, you know, strangers to apply, right? So this will one of the things is I cannot define it on with you guys on regional level, because every entity have very different marketing and sales, and I cannot help you to define a minimum of it. But then what you can do is you can there will be few tips for you to look into consideration. So the first one is about the channel. One thing is about the marketing trend. We are always connecting between online and offline. Maybe I think B2B and B2C also have this trend as well. So take into consideration how your online and offline channel can be working with each other. Secondly, you're going to have lead nurturing. So how you can have lead nurturing activity to make sure to engage with the people and maintain them in the funnel. And of course, the best way is help them to process with go forward for that on the funnel itself. So how your B2B or B2C lead nurturing happening. And the next one is about marketing OGT role separation. The reason I didn't put B2B and IGT is because I don't think a lot of entities have B2B. So far from what I know is India and Sri Lanka, right? I hope I remember it right, Connie. Correct me if I'm wrong, okay? But then if you have it, then also take into consideration how you're going to separate the role, what are the activities delivered from both sides. I mean, different delivery from separate stakeholder. So make sure you define the role. And last but not least, beside in attraction is not only MC doing it, but also LC doing it, right? So what will be the role in terms of the separation? Like, what will be the role of LC? What will be the role of MC? I know a lot of entities separate, as in digital will go with MC and like physical will go with LC, okay? So like you can also take into consideration about this part as well. And then India doesn't have B2B, only Singapore. Oh, okay, cool, amazing. Thank you so much for the reminder. Okay, thank you, Connie. And then yeah, so and I think this will be the 4 reminders for you guys. And then when it comes to how it works, right, same as what we have do today, define what are the minimums and the role. Today we define minimums, but for the role, I think you guys are clear in terms of OGT and IGT. But I think for marketing and like B2B or B2C marketing with OGT or IGT sales, you need to define the role clearly. So that's why people will understand the activity. Secondly, will be about like adding your touch point for marketing and adding your touch point as OGT or IGT. Okay, I mean like B2B marketing with IGT. Okay, so like 2-part and B2C marketing with OGT. So you can consider that, and then you design. Like you discuss with your LC and design the activity and information. But last but not least, very important thing is you two need to sit together and finalize it, because if you only plan for yourself, mostly you're gonna clash. Okay, so it's very important you need to sit down together and finalize it like what we do today. And to expect it takes even more time. Okay, for like for the finalization, because I think from at marketing part and sales part, it will be more difficult compared to your IR synergy. And last but not least, educate of your both network. So for the third part would be about your journey with preparation to post experience. I don't have a lot of tips for you guys. The only tip for you guys is follow SOP and standard. This is my only reminder for you guys. Okay. Last but not least, how you can level up your customer journey, right? So in here, this is the flow that you guys have decided. Look around like this. It will look better later. But then if you are entity who are bigger, you have more resources, you have more different types of customer, so you can look into how the process will go different when you have different types of persona. For example, especially for Apple, they are always doing this as well. So if you are B2C, I mean like with OGT, you can consider different type of customer. For example, different duration or different field of EP. I mean, depends on how you define. How would be the customer journey looks different. Maybe, for example, for short duration, the process time will go faster, or the process will be different from long duration. So you can consider about it. Or like how you refer, yeah. So, and for B2B part, like you can consider maybe for different industry or different types of company. Like for example, the way you're working with MNC will be different from the way that you work with startup, for example. Okay, so this may be also something that you can consider as well. Yeah, so and Connie added a suggestions there in terms of the selection process for IT and engineering will be different from marketing and BA. So do approach Connie and learn more about it. It will be really helpful. Yeah, process time will be based on types of company. Okay, so yes, okay, so I guess you're right. Okay, so I'm so excited. Okay, I'm nervous, sorry guys. But then yeah, so like do really look into that and see how you're going to level up your customer journey and suitable with different types of your customer. Okay, so this is the point for. Okay, So these are the 4 things that you guys need to work on in the later time, and to have some more tips on you on how you can build a better customer journey. We build it every single year, right? But how we can do it even better than before. So I see someone. Okay, I will answer your question later. Okay, so the tips is, first point, always talk to your customer and employee. Okay, I know you guys will do customer interview, especially when you do pre-registration, you're going to interview your partner or interview your EP. So yes, that's the first thing. And secondly, always asking your employee as well, asking your asking your members, asking your LCP, how's the customer journey going on, whether people are satisfied with the process that we have right now, what are things you're going to improve. Actually, your front line people can always tell you more insight in terms of how the customer satisfaction on us. Okay, last but not least, remember, very important, you need to visualize your customer. That's why you have persona. Like when you have more insight, when you have more data, then you can refresh your persona along the way, and you may change a bit. You may refresh it after 3 months, and you find it, okay, it doesn't make sense, there is something need to change, then you can look into it. Second tips, always have the tool to support you along the way. Okay, what kind of tool that I'm referring? For example, you can look into CRM with clear text, and make sure your CRM is sustainable. One of the example is a lot of people are using spreadsheet, but then you can look into how often you change your spreadsheet. Maybe every semester or even every year you will change your spreadsheet once, and the data is not very sustainable, right? So you can also look into, for example, if we decide to use it with XPA, then let's stick with XPA and make sure you have clear tag on it. One of the example is you can ask, for example, India, they have, they use the tag on the XPA, right? Or for example, I know in MOC they have CRM training, so you can also ask them on how managing CRM in a better way. So that's why it's easier for you to understand the customer behavior based on some ways that you standardize the data presentation on your CRM. Secondly, also have your feedback system be ready. CRM is the one that from top down on in terms of your company understanding about it, right? Vice versa is actually you can also look into what are the customer feedback you having, whether in the customer journey you design, you have put in some feedback points that allows you to collect customer insight. Mostly we only have it in complete when we have a form, right, from AI, right, the system one. But then do you have other feedback point that you can ask how EP or how partners are filling in? Where are your feedback system? Where you're going to review? Actually, you can add some more feedback point in the middle of the customer journey. So that's why it helps you to assess it better. For example, after a consultancy, maybe you will have a feedback form for the customer, then you will know how's going on. Or maybe you have monthly survey for partner to feedback you if they have any feedback. So you can consider this kind of feedback touch point as well. Since the customer behavior may changing along the time, so that's why when you have these two, it helps you to refresh your persona along the way, or it helps you to adjust your customer journey. Last but not least, I think this one is about an attitude. Be empathetic on your customer, trying to think from their perspective, how they feel about it, and always think about how they think, feel, and do along your customer journey, and whether they are satisfied with it or not. So try the whole process by yourself. Okay, once you experience it by yourself, you will be able to understand what are the challenges they are encounter, and also try to ask your employee, that means your members, your LCPP, your TL, to try it as well. Because there will be two things. One thing is they get familiar with it, and they will be more familiar on how does the whole journey going on, especially on the IR partner side. And secondly, they can also be the one who feedbacking you based on their experience and interaction with the customer. Okay. Okay, so I talked a lot. So this is the last CTA that you have. So besides finishing, the volunteer work, thank you so much, guys. Also looking into next week, I would suggest you guys work with your LC to finalize your national customer journey, at least for consideration. And for OGT, you need to finish your persona, IGT, Asconic, okay? And then second, so that's why the next week, right, you can talk to your IR partner and align the activity based on your national customer journey that you designed it. And why is very important? Because why you need to finalize persona in the beginning, because in the next week you're going to talk about attraction strategy and campaign with your marketing team. And when you have strategies and campaign, the last thing you can decide is the attraction customer journey. So that's why if you want to jump into customer attraction customer journey, then you need to finish your persona, attraction strategy, and campaign building. From regional office side, what we're going to do is we can only give you feedback, okay, based on your key partnership, like how you mapping the customer journey, or if you have done your attraction one, like me and I can also look into it as well, or Connie can look into B2B side, okay? So this is it. Yeah, so that at the end of the day, can we have some feedback time if we can? Or can you guys feel it later, like after you we end the call? And so I think this is it. So I would just give the final CTA here is like I think this call everyone knows it's not new. So actually if you're looking into it, like we are on the two sides of the same coin. We talk about it many times, and today I know, I'm sorry that it's overrun. I know there's a lot of small things that we need to discuss, and it's very detailed, and you know it sounds very simple, and even you miss one, it doesn't make you fuck it up a lot, right? But then actually customer journey is really something that built up by all the small things, and the success, customer success is the sum of all these small effort we have and repeating to do it day in and day out. Okay, so that's why I hope it helps. I hope it gives you some more pointer on like how to managing our customer journey better. So that's all for today. Thank you so much. I think we can have photo time, then you guys can give us some feedback. Then it will be really helpful. Thank you so much, guys.
Yay, people, good job. We made this. Yay. So you can think about, because as we told you in the morning, right, it's better to plan your time with your people. Yeah, so let's take a picture first.